Precious Kyle, how about the power to move you?
Hey, dude, what happened?
Be that hero.
Haven't slept for days. I haven't eaten either. And I'm out here shooting a movie.
That hurt.
This is my stunt. 20 feet, no safety nets. I'm pretty excited about this, actually.
We're making a movie.
It's not very good.
Picture is up. Quietly, please.
Action. This shoot is kind of different from the shoots in the sense we're all just buddies, kind of having fun. Oscar, right there.
Yeah, those things happen, but just not in Utah. We want to be as realistic as possible here. Be around in this direction. Oh, I see. Boom, boom.
Yeah, that's good.
1, 2, 3.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, no,
I didn't want to do this.
that was awesome.
It's a new Alan Seawright film.
I expect that people will say, hey, there was a movie that we saw, and it was a movie. And they'll put it in their DVD collection and say, hey, remember that movie that we got that had all those people that we know in it? Yeah. And then they'll give each other a high five, maybe a thumbs up. And everyone will go to bed happy.
I want people to have a fun time of watching the movie. So,
I would love to go to a Blockbuster with my friends and see this movie there.
We're going to the top.
I expect that most people will watch this movie and say, huh. John actually moved into my apartment, and he had just barely finished 29 day one.
Basically, I had a group of friends that watched 24 every Monday night together, and we all flipped out because, oh my gosh, he's going to miss the season finale. We have to, and none of us knew how to work the TiVo. So it was just like, he talked us through it on the phone, just like we were dismantling a bomb. And we got the TiVo running seriously with 2 or 3 seconds left and started recording the show. And everyone heaved this collective sigh of relief. And I thought, that is so ridiculous. We had a situation that was as intense as 24. People were sweating, people were freaking out, but it was not life or death. And I thought, how funny would it be to do a movie that's based loosely on that, where it's as intense as 24, but the stakes are ridiculously low. I wrote and directed and just premiered it for a bunch of friends. We actually had about 80 people show up.
I thought it was a really funny idea. I came to him with an idea for a sequel. I'd never, written or directed anything.
And I didn't have time to direct it. And Alan says, I think I'd like to try my hand at it.
And John was like, okay, it's awesome. Direct it.
And he knocked mine out of the park. He's a far better director than me.
And we shot the thing, and I taught myself how to edit it. And it turned out to not totally suck.
We got 800 to, I guess, his premiere. But they're fun movies. A lot of fun. And Alan plays the villain in day 2.
We decided in November of 2006 to make a prequel to the 29 films. And that was sort of the genesis for CTU Provo. It stopped being a prequel for those movies, and it started being, it just kind of turned into its own little thing.
Well, 29 Begins was originally planned to be obviously a prequel to the 29 films. 29 Begins, how Jono became Jack. And while it started as, it was going to be just a very low budget local thing, shoestring, and just show it to our friends. As it went along, we grew more and more confident in the story. I guess the producers did. I just kind of threw in my ideas here and there. But they thought they should take this to the next level and actually make it an independent film they could submit to festivals and that they could use to get their names out because this is their career.
So I just can't do this anymore. I don't. Seriously, I'm up to here. I don't know what to do anymore because Alan is just completely controlling the situation.
So headset guy calls.
Right.
I love the idea of you being kidnapped.
Or one-armed man? Yeah. He doesn't understand that I am the talent and that he is not the talent. Okay.
We sat down, mainly Jono and Tim and Laura Osler and I. Laura doesn't actually appear in the movie, although we have a character named after her. We sat down and basically came up with the entire plot of the movie.
Man, that would be amazing to do something like Gael in season 3. Because it's like you don't want to kill the joke, basically.
Completely right. Because this lesson of how sick I am.
And then Ryan and I wrote it later, and we changed some things, but it stays pretty true to the plot we came up with back in November of 2006.
I do really like the idea of the Tony death scene. That is good.
Oh, yeah.
I need help! Somebody help! Please. I will say this though. So hot!
He's a fantastic writer. We've been writing together for over a year now.
Ryan brought the funny.
Ryan, not so much. Just kidding. No, Ryan's good as well. Ryan's a great writer.
Funny, great sense of humor. I mean, I could see a lot of the it's not a lot of his sense of humor come out in the writing.
Life is just an abyss of misery and tiny slights that people constantly engulf in. Yeah, Jason mostly is trying to drag me down.
Yeah, he's a good writer, and
he and Alan apparently wrote it when they were both sick and on medication. I don't think it would have been much different if they had been sober and healthy.
Writer hat, producer hat, boom mic operator hat for much of the movie. Also, van driver hat for the van scenes, the fight scenes in the van. Let's see. Oh, I also occasionally got pizza. So there's the pizza delivery man hat. Charon Wrangler
Well, this whole scene is about me.
hat. Going to keep him in line, keep him from molesting people.
He's a very hard worker and gets things done. And very rarely, cusses at me. Which I think he wants to a lot more than he actually does.
I think that's pretty much it.
And Alan calls me up on a Saturday and he says, "Steven, what are you doing on Tuesday?" And I says, nothing, And Alan says, "Well, you want to come shoot some scenes for CTU Provo with our main villain?" And I said, "Absolutely, that'd be great." And he says, "Do you want to know who it is?" I said, and because I was just thinking, could be another guy or actor. And he says, "It's Donny Osmond." I was like, "The Donny Osmond?" And he says, "Yep." And I just couldn't believe it.
Should those futurists
Worst line ever.
The scenes with Donnie were the first scenes we shot in the film. Shot at least a month or two before anything else was shot. Basically, Alan and Ryan had this concept, this storyline, and then they're like, "Oh, we've Donny Osmond." So I know it was like the day before they were writing Donnie's lines. Alan called, and I know this was a nervous day for Alan. I mean, obviously, it's Donny Osmond. He's huge,
Nerve-wracking when you wake up in the morning and you're like, okay, I have to go direct a guy who's been internationally famous for longer than I've been alive. That's scary.
Look, I want you to do the job that I'm paying you for.
Nice delivery.
Okay, what am I paying you to do? Wait a minute, I'm not even paying you. Wait a minute, I'm not even getting paid.
I want you to do the job I'm not getting paid for.
Okay.
Alan shows up. Well, I show up at Alan's apartment. He hands me the camera. I turn it on, and then I kind of shot a couple shots with it, just kind of playing around. And then I said, "Alan, how do I play these back?" And because I'd never worked with it before, and Alan told me later that was a very nervous moment for him. He was like, "Okay, I'm taking this guy to shoot one of the biggest stars in the world today, and he doesn't know how to use the camera." And that was kind of a nervous moment. But just getting to go there for 3 or 4 hours, set up, shoot Donny Osmond, and have that, and be able to call that my first day as a cinematographer, that is definitely a memorable moment.
And we can also say that the Senate is now tied.
We would not spread this out over a year at all.
Wow. Spend time in pre-production. We rushed this. We didn't spend enough time going over the script over and over, which is why we had to do those reshoots. You know, Ryan and I would have spent a month reworking the script, and then we would have spent at least a month probably doing planning and stuff so that we could have compressed the shoot. As it was, we were shooting from, we were going full speed shooting from the middle of March. Principal photography, day one.
Day one.
Sharon Prabhakar.
Sharon Prabhakar.
Until the end of July. Two or 3 days a week, and then one time in the evening, which when you spread it out like that is just, it's a nightmare.
Also, I think it was a lot tougher to get into character over the whole year.
Because, you know, people's hair changes, people don't remember, you know, like a lot of people would act in April and then they wouldn't act again until June or July. And it's just, you know, it's a long time to remember what your character is and do all those things. So if we could have compressed it down into like a 2 or a 2.5 month time span and just kind of shot it all pretty quickly.
And, you know, just knock them all out in that chunk of time and just pay people so that people can just solely focus on doing this. We can't pay anybody. They all have to volunteer. So we're going to have to, if none of the agencies will let them out, then we'll just start emailing friends and family, you know.
Ryan came up to me and said, "Hey, we got this movie. Do you want to do it?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll do it. I don't even care."
We went with untested, unpaid actors because we couldn't pay any actors.
So I was pretty much forced to do it. Oh, that's right. I was in 29 Day 2. Once again, I was forced into doing that, but that one was actually fun. So I was like, "Hey, another 29. This will be fun." Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah, just spending time in pre-production and planning.
It was difficult in a lot of ways to figure out how to do things, how to get people together, how to coordinate schedules, how to coordinate everything, and make sure that we actually were making a movie that was entertaining and watchable, while juggling all these things. So
the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to Alan's house and shoot Jenna and Laura, and she's gonna be. It's gonna be sweet. It's gonna be sweet action fun, man.
So how are you preparing to get into character for that?
I will think about all of the times I wanted to be dead because of what Alan has done. No.
Please tell us.
He's
No.
never embarrassed me in his whole life.
And this is not an embarrassment then, to be a corpse?
No, this is kind of fun.
So, if you need somebody shot, I'm the man to shoot them. I'll make them look good too when they get shot, so that you'll never forget how great they looked the day they were shot.
CTU, this is Taylor.
Taylor, it's Laura. There was someone else here, a woman, but she got away. Did you send somebody to pick me up? I always forget that line.
Into my trailer. It's got the essentials: makeup, hairbrush, and my new little friend.
More angry for her character.
Steven?
It was wonderful.
Steven is the most lovable person ever.
We're making a movie.
He is basically a teddy bear. I want to hug him all the time.
And we're cut. Danny, make sure your arm, that last little movement of your arm looked kind of weird, so let's do one more. And I had never shot a feature-length movie. This was a very different movie since we were, kind of weekend warrior style shooting. But basically, me and Alan, we'd talk about the scene, and I would help Alan. Alan had some, a lot of ideas for shots he wanted, and I would contribute to, say, well, what if we did this, and maybe modify one of his shots, or I'd just say, well, what about this angle? Do you like this, or what if we did this? And that's good.
Yeah, they're really blue.
Apparently, we're happy with that.
3/4 of the shots that you look at and go, wow, were Steven's idea. And, well, none of them were mine.
At first, Alan was kind of like, he wanted to see every shot I was doing, and after a while, though, it was kind of like, it's like he just, maybe a quick glance, say, yep, that's good, and so it was kind of cool. Alan, let's just get coverage on your face saying, we shot these two guys.
Yep. Made it look a lot better than what we could afford.
Hello. Alan, what's going on today with Rick?
We're going to do a little press conference.
Okay.
With Governor Rick Macy.
My fellow Americans and citizens of the great state of Utah.
The key to the state. There you are.
Okay, I just found some checks. All right.
Good.
I'm not ready to do this.
Governor needs to sober up a bit.
Paul sort of was the set parent. He kept us all from screwing around too much.
Somebody else screwed up, wasn't we?
Yeah. If it wasn't for Paul, we, I don't know, we might have made a lot more mistakes. So.
What are you talking about?
We're talking about what happened today.
What are we doing?
And what I like about Paul is he'll come to the set ready to laugh and joke around, and then when it's time to get working, he puts his game face on.
It was always kind of like, whoa, Paul knows what he's doing, and I don't, but that's cool because I can watch and observe. And it was nice when he was there to help swing boom when I didn't have to.
But if Paul hunts, if we could all be like Paul Hunt, you know what, this world would be so much of a better place. He is my role model, personally, you know. Think about dyeing my hair black, working out a little more.
Can you say all that again, but speak up a little more?
Say it again, say it louder.
Tell us what happened today. I don't know what you're talking about, man. There you have it, Paul Hunt, ladies and gentlemen.
You guys can duck down, have Ryan duck down, and action, go.
We're shooting a car chase scene right now, and we're being shot at. And the funny thing is,
Good. Moving on.
we had the state trooper just stop us and ask us if what we're doing, and we're like, no, we're just shooting a movie. We talked to the PD, and they said it was okay. And right at that moment, Colleen from the police department called me as I was talking to him, and she's like, oh, hey, the mayor signed off on it. You guys are good to go. Just come and pick up your paperwork. So it was just awesome. But we're having a lot of fun. It's looking really good.
Yes, work it. Keep going. Keep going. Keep moving it. It's Oscar. It's an Oscar winner.
Sharon is quirky.
Sharon doesn't have any strengths.
We are just shooting one of the most intense action scenes with one of the best action heroes that ever graced the silver screen. Sharon.
Do you care to comment about Steven's thing?
The fact that he can't pronounce your name?
Yeah.
I find it disgusting and racist. I'm offended to work with him.
Sharon Perbacher.
Trying to have him do kind of crew type stuff on set, be it move lights or help with the camera or whatever. He'll be the first to tell you he's not much use.
I think this is why I like bringing a producer so much, because it basically says I have the chance to be lazy.
You can't work with Sharon for more than about 5 minutes without meeting Dino Hand, for instance.
CTU Provo is great and all, but what's a movie without Dino Hand?
Okay.
So what do you think about
That is so bizarre.
Well, I helped raise the money, so that was kind of fun, I guess. Not really at all.
Sharon, everybody was just awesome. Sharon they're so good at just communicating and just having you be yourself as well. And, it just felt like every time I'd come on set, just a big family.
Sharon is my inspiration as well.
Without Sharon, everyone would have been really grumpy and upset with me.
And I'm just going to try to shoot it and have some fun.
Awesome. And here we have Mr. Chunga, the other actor, our senator. What's going on today, sir?
I'm just here for the carrot. And I'm here for the peas, so it works out. It's the only reason I act, really.
For carrots.
It's like elephants for.
I dragged a bunch of crew members up into the snow up on the backside of Mount Timpanogos. We were about 9,000 feet up in frigid conditions, which was awesome.
We went to shoot that in the spring, and it was 3 or 4 feet of snow that was melting.
Arduous. But in the end, it was still arduous.
We're gonna go up, we're gonna shoot a little action sequence. It was Alan's idea to have himself running around at high altitudes, and I mean running, and doing action. He is
at 9,000 feet, and I'm not in good shape.
I think suffice to say that Alan and the rest of us, but probably Alan in particular, are going to sleep extremely well tonight.
Oh, the other question I had. How deep do you think the snow's going to be up there with you running around?
Deep enough to be fun. It was also really fun watching all of the avalanches happen while we were up, and deciding that maybe it wasn't the best idea to be up there when the snow was melting.
By the time we got back, everyone was soaked up to the waist, at least. I mean, and there were times when we trip over tree branches. I'm lucky I didn't break a leg.
Got bombs and blow stuff up. It's pretty cool. They didn't really complain about it, which was cool. I complained a ton.
Gotta get a bunch.
Let's go. They were on snowshoes, so it wasn't cold for them. It was.
Just to get up there was hard. Shooting an action scene up there was just almost impossible. I'm amazed at what we got.
Action!
Oh, it's cold. Somebody help me up. Oh, I'm good.
Can you cut it?
Oh, yeah, cut. Sure, why not? I don't know. Hey, guys.
How was it?
The thing of beauty.
Oh,
Mr.
so,
here, let's check it out.
That hurt.
And then we get back down. Alan captured all the stuff, and we find out that we're missing several shots.
I looked up the mountain, and what did I see? Lots of bombs made out of Comp B. Comp B!
Just at the next day, Alan and I, much to my chagrin, we went back up the mountain, and luckily we went in the morning, so it was a little harder. I didn't sink as much, and a number of the shots you see, really my favorite shots of the sequence are shot. Were shot the next day, just me and Alan. So definitely the hardest part of the shoot.
It's been a good day. Thanks.
Where's Alan?
I don't know. It's May 8th. It's my birthday. Hello, Stephen. Thank you. And here we are in downtown Provo filming the movie. Because who needs birthdays? I don't need a day off or time off or really anything. We're gonna be shooting all day. It's cool.
And cut.
And cut.
Well, you're gonna want to run down to the drugstore.
Jason is the cynical voice of reason.
Without Jason, the movie would have looked even cheaper than it does.
Jason, I don't recall him. I don't remember him.
Getting some scissors. Actually, just cutting out holes and then just singeing the edges.
No, I'm just kidding.
If something didn't work or something's bad, he'll say, "Hey, that sucked."
It's not exactly
which for the first couple times, it wounds you a little bit. But then you stop wasting time and you say, "Yeah, okay, you're right. Let's make it better."
One of my fondest memories of the film is sitting in our apartment watching Jason spackle 2x4s so that they would look like C4 bombs, and then ultimately we just put brown paper around them so the spackle wasn't even necessary.
Just getting like the signs at the rally I thought were funny, and then just other things like getting the guns to look like they're real and not, with getting rid of the orange on the tips was good.
he was always behind the scenes working on something, making something look better, be it spackling bombs or, coming up with making CTU badges or making sure our guns looked good and, just taking care of every small little detail. He was always behind the scenes doing stuff.
Oh, it didn't shatter or anything. There's no.
It shattered. Sort of.
I guarantee that it will eventually catch fire.
Born free. So we're gonna burn it and see if we can make it.
T-shirt is burning.
Burnt.
And this is just charring. And my, ooh, hey. Ooh.
Did you get a flame going on my shirt?
Yes, I did.
You guys don't have water? What are you, dumb? Are we dumb? I think we're dumb.
The answer is a resounding yes.
We got to put something in the shirt so the fire wouldn't go through. Spray alcohol on it. Light that up. Let it burn for a second. Splash water on it.
Do we have
that
some alcohol?
I do.
Okay.
Do we have some matches?
Yeah.
Because that would be just kind of a one-time. You light it. You let it burn for a second. You put it out.
I really look forward to seeing what he does when he can actually say, okay, Jason, here's your set. Do it.
I don't know. If Charon's the hilarious optimist, Jason's the hilarious pessimist, and I guess that sounds insulting, but I don't mean it to be. He's very fun to have around.
Eat your puppy.
I'm so damn dumb. Oh, God. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Little things like the pen in the pocket. Oscar, Oscar, Oscar. Right there.
Jono and Danny and I each sprinted about 3 miles over the course of the day.
Rolling.
Oh my gosh. Pain. You want to do word association. Imagine running I don't know. Imagine running the 100-yard dash or the 40-yard dash at an all-out pace 35 times. And that's what that day was. Combine that with running up things, jumping down things, getting thrown into things, and it was all in one day. And I just think of high school and track when they make you do sprints. I mean, it was just grueling.
It got up to like 95 degrees that day.
So yeah, if you just stay low enough, you just kind of go. Yeah, that'll look real good. Would you hold this?
I was never been that sore in my entire life. It was miserable, but it was fun while we did it. So.
Alan has spared no expense at making sure, one, that we don't get hurt, and two, that we feel like actual movie stars.
No expense meaning it's free.
That's okay, so are my
No
services.
expense at all. I've spared none. It's no expense to me.
So we have a massage therapist on set. This is gonna be the best day of my life. We're doing action, which is always fun, and this is even more fun.
Free runnings where you run up buildings, jump across gaps, climb a bunch of stuff, run downstairs. I don't know, it's kind of weird. You have to see it kind of to understand what it is. Do flips off walls and whatnot. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
You worried about getting hurt today?
No,
No.
he's not. In fact, he's being called a set. Let's go. This is my stunt. 20 feet, no safety nets, no nothing you want to get down here. I'm pretty excited about this, actually. I just wanted the ladies and people to know that I'm cool.
But make sure there's clearance so that when he hits, you'll slow him down. Don't try and stop him. Let it, slow him down, let it slip off. Okay. And it'll be, so for you, it'll be boom, boom.
Should I move the van back or?
I wanted to do the stunt without pads.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Rolling. And action. Good.
Rolling and action.
I'm normally a very patient person. I was pissy by the end of the day. He never asks anything of his cast and crew that he's not willing to do himself. Observe.
Truer words have never been spoken.
We are 7 or 8 hours into the day, and he's only been here 2 hours of that time. No, he's been here about 3 minutes. I've had 2 massages already, so Alan's been hard at work. But it's time for Alan to pamper himself a little. So
it was okay shooting it. The next day, next week, was hell.
They would ask me to do other takes, and I would say yes, but I'd make sure I gave him the stink eye first, kind of. So, pretty rough day.
Jono Decker. Jono, like Bono with a J. Jono's great. He's a lot of fun.
Jono is a ray of sunshine.
Come here, John. Come on, film with me. I don't know what to say.
He's there's a lot of stories we could tell about Jono, but I won't because they're more fun to it's more fun to just experience Jono and watch him and his antics. But Jono's great. He's fun.
I shot Danny in the back accidentally.
I got shot in the back with a pellet.
Let's see I took the scene a bit too seriously, and I didn't even try to miss him. And so that welt right there.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's a moneymaker.
It's cool though. It's just a pellet gun.
I was hoping we could avoid that in the interview. Jono and I don't see eye to eye on some things. It came to blows a few times.
Yeah, because we have this great superhuman image of me crying because people say I'm not Jack Bauer. Pratfalling twice all over.
Wait, who tells you you're not Jack Bauer?
You.
Jono, this was the first time that I met him. He is the sweetest guy I think I've ever met.
Levitus. As in levity. Is that a word?
Just super high energy guy, really, really positive every time he was on set.
I remember days that we laughed so hard.
Yeah, his character is very, very much just like him.
Instead of just being kidnapped, like some funny kidnapping scene with Tim.
There is no difference between Jono and his character in the film. What you see is essentially what you get when you meet Jono. It's great.
Probably a hobo. A hobo with excellent personal hygiene, but nonetheless a hobo. Well, it's been often said by those behind the scenes that everyone in this movie is an exaggerated caricature of themselves. I am known for having a puppy dog enthusiasm about a lot of things, particularly 24.
He's one of my best friends, and he's sort of the impetus to why we made the movie, and you know.
Film them; they're more pleasing to the eye. I acted and I did the fight choreography. Alan kind of gave me more or less free rein because he had so much going on with directing and producing and getting all the things together. But he basically said, Jono, throw something together, show me what you got, and which I did. And then he would add his ideas, and the other people who were there would add their ideas to spice it up and make it better.
And then we get a nice tight shot of you. Bam, boom.
Because it's like the season 5 Jack throw, it's just really bam.
He did most of the fight choreography for the movie, and it's a testament to him. It looks pretty good. I mean, it really looks like we're getting pounded by this little girl.
This way, I think the foolish mistake of this again. It's something I truly enjoy. That parking lot fight, I was just down in the parking lot for about 2 hours with Steven, our director of photography. And after 2 hours, we pulled Alan down there and we had almost the entire fight just ready to show him.
We spin around, and she puts her feet off this thing, pushes, bam, slams me down.
Put your feet up on that. Boom! I fall. Alan comes in, linebacker. Boom!
3, 2, 1, action. Roll it.
Rolling.
And 3, 2, 1, action.
Shit!
The only problems with it was we kept running out of daylight because we had, I think, 2 all-day shoots for that fight scene. And we had to play with light levels.
We filmed that over nearly 2 days. It was about 15 or 16 hours of shooting. Like a really, really fast Hollywood movie, you do 15 setups a day. And we did 150 in basically a day and a half.
That is fast.
We were flying.
And 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Jono and Jenna were just troopers, especially Jenna, because she was barefoot for half of it. Just, running around. Her soles were so black. I mean, you could scrape them and like scrape off a layer of black goo on the bottom of her feet. It was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun though. I mean, shooting fight scenes is always fun because it's, you get to do stuff that you don't get to do in real life.
Would you guys feel better if I had the crash pads?
I think we should probably have the crash pads handy.
We got tired because we threw ourselves into that fight and we were getting banged up pretty good. We wanted it to be a pretty smash mouth fight, and and to make it look realistic when a 90-pound girl is beating up 2 guys.
Yeah, it was fun. Dirty, sweaty, nasty, but fun.
Yeah, just a lot of bumps and bruises, and at the end of the day, you're really stiff and sore.
If it works in reverse, it works going forward.
Stop that! Get out of my face!
Or do you just no, go ahead and hand him the camera, and we're gonna rehearse this from inside the car.
If you want to.
Oh God! You just got hit by.
Oh my gosh! Wow! Woo!
Sorry, I stopped
I'm gonna get a nice bruise on my elbow.
How do you feel?
Like I just got hit by a car.
So how do you want to do this?
Well, I'm gonna be moving faster.
Yeah.
And
because getting clipped by the car is not as good.
No. Cut.
Alan, I think, is an incredible director. Well, he's an actor too, and that makes such a big difference because he knows, he sees and he has the vision of what it's like in front of the camera, but also behind it.
Go and take it, anytime.
I took lessons for that.
I'm shooting video.
Oh, what?
For real, or for the interview? Oh, turn the camera off.
I pretended to shoot your head as you're walking.
Oh, perfect.
And then I laughed to myself and I walked off.
That's perfect. That's so great. No, you got it done with me.
Oh yeah, okay.
Well, he's very good at telling you what he sees instead of just being like, well, I think you should go here and, just do what you think. He says, this is what I want you to do, but put your talent and your part into it and see what you can come up with it. But he's really specific. And me, for an actress, that's important for me to know, okay, they want this, but give me the freedom to make it my own. So he's awesome.
Yeah, basically everything he says kind of gets you a little hot and bothered. Just a little hot.
He's constantly ragging on himself as an actor. He thinks he's not very good, and he says, oh, in my next movie I'm not going to act. I'm horrible. I'm dragging this film down. I think he's very good.
Alan,
I think my life just switched into real time.
He's good.
Whatever, great. Listen,
But, there's always room for improvement, and even along the course of filming the movie, he's learning how to do the craft.
It was kind of fun watching him be busy with all the other stuff he had to do and forget to direct sometimes.
Okay, Ryan, can you take your position for the phone thing? And you're seeing it over here.
But am I really subject to him, or am I kind of?
You are. I'm paying you. You don't like.
He's not paying you. He's paying for all of this stuff that we just.
Two great things about Alan. He knows what he wants, but he's open to other ideas.
When you set it down, John, like just set it down and drop it.
He would get the takes as they were written, get the takes how he wanted them, and then he said, "Okay, that was a great take. Let's play around a little bit. What do you got?" And it's just very liberating as an actor.
Can we get a picture? Can I get a picture? Alan Seawright actually sounds like.
I should grab my. Let me grab my still camera.
Let's grab a couple.
It's a new Alan Seawright film.
His stills.
I find it hard to believe that he's only been working in film for a year and this is his first time directing.
that's awesome.
He really did seem to know what was going on. He gave good direction. He had so many different things to do all at once, including be one of the main characters in the film. I was impressed with his ability to do everything and keep the whole movie focused.
No, you shouldn't do
Shake
this.
first, then shake.
It's like, stay with me, Joel. Slap.
Joel, stay with me. Hey, Joel. Slide over.
Especially with action scenes, he's very good at directing action sequences and putting those together and making sure everything's is smooth and flowing. And the fact that he has an image of the movie in his head the whole time is great. It's good to know that he's got that because it helps us to balance everything and know what we're doing.
He doesn't freak out. I don't think he ever really got mad at me. I think I would get frustrated with him much more often than he would get frustrated with me.
He's also very tall, and so I really feel like I look up to him in more ways than one.
And cut. If it's good for you, it's good for me. The movie's over. Joel, do you want to come celebrate the end of the movie? You're the last shot of the film. I don't know. Matt, do you have any questions for us? Or?
How's it feel?
It feels good to be done with the movie.
I'm kind of upset that this cable is not rolled up the way I would like it to be, but I'm happy about the end of the movie because it's October and we started filming in March.
Feels great. Now I just have several months of work in post-production still. Yay. I in addition to directing the movie and acting in it, I cut the movie, I edited it. It's looks like a really tedious process, but it's a lot of fun actually. You can really rework the story and do a lot of interesting things with it.
And the continued security for the state of Utah.
No. I'll sit down and I'll watch every single shot that we have from a particular scene. I'll put them together the way I think they should go. I'll rewatch the scene, make sure it works. And then I usually, after I do that, I'll rewatch every single shot again to see if there are different pieces that'll fit better, see if I can reorganize it and make it, punchier, funnier, more exciting, whatever.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Have you lost your mind?
Well, whatever I had to begin with, it's gone now. Crazy. Yeah. Just having fun editing the movie.
Well, this is Chairman Bucker. I've been kind of helping Alan, kind of. He's been doing most of the edit, and I've just been sitting on his bed and looking at him and encouraging him.
False. He's very helpful.
Well, he says that because I'm his boss.
True. Sometimes I get so into it that I'll be cutting for like 18 hours straight without realizing that I haven't gone up to go to the bathroom, Okay, I'm Alan Seawright. I did most of the visual effects for CTU Provo. Most of them are very simple. It's mostly just,
compositing different elements that we had already filmed together, or replacing a green screen with like a background of trees going by in the van, things like that. We never actually fired a real gun in the movie. Those are all airsoft guns, so they shoot little tiny plastic BBs, and they don't sound like real guns, and so we didn't do any of that. Every single gunshot in the movie, I added a flame element. Most of them I added smoke elements and brass ejecting out of the gun. All of the bullet holes in the movie are fake. They're all painted on. That was a nightmare for the car chase / gunfight where the Taurus gets shot up. Every single one of those bullet holes is computer generated and then hand traced frame by frame pretty much onto the car. There are 19 bullet holes on the car, and I know I will forever remember where every single one is. And in addition to that, all of the video screens that you see in the movie. Every time there's a TV screen, a computer screen, anything that has a screen on it, those were created later and then overlaid onto the screen in question. And all of that was done by me. And I'm going to walk you through a couple of the visual effects shots that we have in the movie. The first one that we're going to look at is the building on fire. Jenna's character, Mandy, sets the Tromplin Oil regional headquarters building on fire after she kills a guy and steals some information. So basically what I had to do is we shot a plate, which was, Jenna walking out of the building. One thing that we did here is, to make it a little easier for me, we just had the shot locked off, meaning that the camera wasn't moving anywhere. It just sat there and it was on a tripod. From that, I actually purchased a couple of flame elements from detonationfilms.com. They have a bunch of really great stuff. A lot of it for free, and then some really fantastic elements that you can buy for really cheap. So check them out if you're interested in ever making a movie with explosions. And then what I did is I went in and I blacked out the windows so that it looked like the glass was shattered out of it and we were seeing inside the building. And then I added the flame elements. I added some smoke, and then I had the smoke shadowing the building, which was fun. And then I decided, after I'd already gotten the first 3 windows done, that I wanted to have the next 3 windows kind of blow out like the fire was spreading through the building. And that presented some fun challenges. Fortunately, the flame elements that I had already had a bit of an explosion in them, and so I didn't have to, come up with anything else for that. But we did have to animate glass breaking out, and one problem that I had is we had glass breaking out, and then it had to fall behind some bushes that were in the foreground of the shot. Mandy walks in front of these bushes, and in addition, there was Mandy there. So what I ended up having to do is duplicate the shot a couple of different times, add different masks so that it looked like the bushes were in front and the glass was falling behind. You put all those elements together, and that's your finished shot. The second shot that we're going to look at is a visual effects shot that was actually produced by our visual effects supervisor, TJ Packer. The reason he did this is I don't have the technical skill to do some of these things. Basically, he generated a 3-dimensional explosion from scratch. What I ended up doing is I sent him the movie file, and then he made a 3D explosion, composited it into the shot, put it in, and then sent it back to me. And we did all of this over the internet. We ended up going through a couple of iterations. I think there were 3, because timing was different, or the explosion was too big, or whatever. And initially he thought it was a nuclear bomb going off, which was fun. So we bounced that around a couple times, and then we ended up with the final shot, and I just put in a couple of finishing touches. I added the little bit of compression wave right when the bomb explodes, and a couple of little pieces of the van flying through. I figured out after we had already done the shot that I needed some pieces of the van, because we have one that falls down like fully 30 seconds after the van explodes, and we needed to see why. The visual effects were lots of fun. I learned a lot. If you're a small, tiny / no budget independent filmmaker, you can do some really cool things if you have enough time. Like I apparently did.
This is where you should start. That's a good
That is a great, thank you.
All right.
That looked amazing.
Explosion. That's a good explosion.
There was a test done on an audience of a couple hundred people one time. They cut the picture out, left the sound on for a certain amount of time, 10, 15 seconds, or maybe a minute or two. And the audience stuck it out. They worked through the glitch, and they were okay once the picture came back on. And, there weren't really any complaints about it afterwards. But they did another test with that same audience, and they had the audio drop out. And after 15, 30 seconds, people were complaining, they were yelling, they were getting upset, they were getting up out of their seats. Some people left.
Darren is showing off how cool he is, and I'm trying to deflate his ego every time I can.
Fight scenes and car chases and gunshots and blood and guts. It was a lot of fun. I've not worked on an action flick yet, so to kind of get my hands dirty on this one was a blast.
Well, the van.
Yeah.
No.
The van explodes. It's a big explosion, and there's things going.
Oh. Well.
Yeah, we've got a shot to design. Whoops.
I first saw some clips of like 29 Day 2. I just saw some clips at a Divine Comedy show because I was running the sound for them. I knew Jono, so I went and talked to Jono and said, "Hey, Jono, I do sound. Really love to work on your film." He's like, "Cool, I'll give you a call." He never called. So luckily, Ryan Croker was later in Divine Comedy, and I saw him working there. He had a little bit more say in who worked on the film, so I talked to him, and he introduced me to Alan, and just kind of went from there. So I guess I heard about it through Divine Comedy.
My name's Jeremy Bird. I'm doing Foley.
Foley is basically when you have yourself recording a Foley artist actually creating sounds to picture as you're watching it. So you'll be in a room in a studio, and you'll have a lot of different floors like cement, rock, sand, dirt, gravel, tile, carpet, all these different types of floors for them to walk on.
So what we're doing is we're recording some Foley for the foot chase.
Foley artists will bring in 20 different pairs of shoes to give you different sounds.
So how we're going to do it is Alan, myself, and our new buddy Jeremy, we're going to run, and I'm going to be running for Danny, and I guess Alan's running for himself, and Jeremy will be running for Jono, and it's going to be a pretty fun little event. I'm excited. So this way, I was involved in the foot chase. I want you guys to know that.
And it's basically when you, when it's easier to find a sound or to create the sound to picture than it is to find it in the library and try to line it up. Especially if it's a really unique kind of thing, like if you're trying to do a dinner scene, for example, in a movie. It's a lot easier to get a person in there with a dining set and have them go to town. All right, this is the fork right here, and have them record it to picture as they're watching it, and that way it lines up. It's the way you want it to sound, and it works that way.
I think we're good.
Okay.
How you guys feeling?
Great.
That was awesome.
In order to get the sound of the bombs slowing down, or the bombs being deactivated, the timers, I'm going to use my laptop drive slowing down.
Sweet. Oh, I love peanut butter M&Ms. They're the best.
So you feel good about your your compensation on the movie?
Yeah, that's good.
Nice. Glad to hear. Peanut butter M&Ms.
Oh yeah.
That's how we pay people.
I am on this film, I'm the supervising sound editor, which basically means I'm in charge of anything that you hear in the film. So all the sound effects, all of the dialogue, all of the music, not composing it, but just editing it and placing it and mixing it. So all the sounds you hear go through my hands, I guess you could say. But it's definitely a little tougher when you have big dreams and hopes and sights for the film, and you're restricted a little bit by budget.
And we're making horrifying gunshot sounds like those. That's awesome.
Alan is an amazing producer and director and writer and actor and editor and whatever else he does. Really, the reason that I wanted to do this film was to get involved with these guys, especially Alan, and to kind of establish a working relationship so that it would carry on into future films.
Real life's not like 24, and you are no Jack Bauer. All right, we're gonna do another take of that.
ADR is automated dialogue recording. Basically,
Haley, this is Matt.
When
I
you're
just defused
replacing
the bomb and
lines
everybody's
that
safe.
were recorded on set for whatever reason. It may be that there's a lot of noise in the background. You couldn't hear them clearly. Their dialogue wasn't loud enough or intelligible enough.
So from that I gather you crapped your pants and then were struggling to deal with it as you ran away?
Or if the director wants to, they can go back and change a line and the way it was delivered, the inflection.
I don't care because your mouth isn't really open.
Yeah, got that. You're a moron. And I mean that.
That may be a little much.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
You're a moron. And I mean that.
Pretty good.
Or even if they're off camera, you can change the line completely. You have the same actor come in and say something different. We had that a few times in here where they had to change some of the storyline after they re-edited.
Stephen coughs. Wow.
You ready to pass out yet?
I feel great.
Can we get another take of that?
It's when you want to replace any dialogue that either isn't salvageable from the production audio, or if you want to change the production audio for any reason.
Case closed.
We are pre-mixing the movie. So we're getting all of the different, we're listening to all of the sound effects at one time and making sure that they're all good. And then all of the music, all of the dialogue, all of that stuff. And then, that's nice. And then later we are going to be taking our mixes for effects, dialogue, music, etc. And we're going to be combining them all together into our final mix. And that's, I guess, what we're going to be doing tomorrow.
Generally, you're looking at what's being hit by what, and then going off that. So if they're kicking you in the pants, it's not going to sound like a slap to the face kind of thing. And obviously, Alan's going to have a little bit more weight behind his punch than Jenna. So, no offense, Jenna. She laid some pretty good punches in there too. So.
What? Do we have a CTU ring now?
Oh, do we ever?
We get to the first thing and it's just this kind of lame-o phone ring, and I'm like, "Where's the CTU ring?" And he's
my phone ring is lame-o. Come on, man.
It's lame-o. It's not the CTU phone ring.
CTU lame-o.
CTU lame-o. That's the sequel.
With this one, it's been a lot of fun because I, was given enough time to really do it well, and I we sat down with the director, with Alan, and we really went through everything and decided what we wanted where.
You're making it hard to listen to the movie, dude. Okay.
Dude, really? You have to go out again?
That's what I'm saying.
Come here.
Right on the junk.
Always.
Right on the junk.
This dog freaking loves walking on my stuff.
Yeah.
And we took a few hours, half a day or so, and really just laid everything out so that we both were eye to eye on everything. And so before I even laid the first sound effect in, I knew where I was going with the film. I guess I started, after all the editing was done, but it wasn't really, in my opinion, the last link of the chain. I haven't felt like it was just dumped on me. I felt like a very integral part of this film, and have enjoyed feeling that way.
Did you catch the Wilhelm in there? Oh yeah. That's a classic Wilhelm. That's classic use of the Wilhelm right there.
Fun, as in like the last thing that we'll ever do on this film, sound-wise.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Makes me so happy. It's almost over.
All right. Jason, I'm sorry you got mixed up in all this today.
I just wanted a couple bucks.
Of course. I guess you've earned something. Here, have 20.
I want your charity.
Oh,
jeez! That made it worth it, his reaction.
Oh gosh, dude.
Jump! Who said jump?
Jonah.
I walked out of frame. Shut up.
Yeah, that's it.
We're done.
Is that it?
Dude.
It's done.
Buddy.
Darren?
That's a load off.
Man.
Joke.
Oh,
Let's go get some bubbly.
Let's get some bubbly.
Baby.
Break out the bubbly. Bubbly.
Yeah. There we go. So are we gonna like spray these or just drink them?
Thank you, sir. I'm so proud to be a part of this moment. It's been a long haul.
Gentlemen,
boys.
CTU Provo.
CTU Provo.
CTU.
Then the world.
Good timing on that.
Yeah. Somebody thinks I'm hot. To your health.
Okay, go ahead.
I have no idea what I'm saying.
Just your impressions at the end of the movie. You're done.
Oh, I'm done. Are we rolling?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, we're done with CTU Provo. We just finished, just barely, the mix. It's like 11 at night. My fiance is a little upset with me because I haven't got all day. It's over, and I'm really happy, and at the same time, I'm kind of sad because this has been a part of my life for more than a year now, and I don't get to work on CTU Provo anymore. It's over. But I do get a lovely glass of Mormon champagne, which is delicious. So it's all worth it.
What do you have to say to the aspiring young filmmakers out there?
Making movies is lots of fun, and if it's not, you're doing it wrong. That's all.